The International Criminal Court has started the process of investigating human rights abuses by the Nigerian military. The court will also investigate abuses by Boko Haram that has caused the death of about 20,000 people in Nigeria since 2009. The military has been accused of illegal killings and incarceration by local and international groups, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. However, on Wednesday, the federal government expressed commitment to uphold the highest standards of human rights in the conduct of all international affairs, including counter-insurgency operations in the country. Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami says he was aware of the 8 cases opened against Nigeria by the ICC, which the prosecutor intended to investigate in her next stage of assessment of the Nigerian situation. Well, let's get more details and insights now from CCTV. Sophia Dengo is following this story for us in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Sophia, Nigerian authorities have repeatedly refuted claims of abuse by their troops. How have they reacted to this announcement by the ICC?
Well, if we can just take a step back a little bit in history, this is the second visit of the ICC delegation, the first being in the former President Goodluck Jonathan's time. Between 2011 and 2015, 8 cases and perhaps more have come to the forefront or to the radar of the ICC in the engagement with the Nigerian army and Boko Haram. War crimes and the commission of crimes against humanity are really at the center of this probe. The Nigerian authorities then and now have continuously maintained that the highest standards of international rules of engagement have always been at the center of the conflict in northern Nigeria. But of course, you know, there are cases that require the ICC to take a closer look at. But the reaction here in Nigeria is that the authorities, Nigerian authorities, along with the military, have been compliant. In President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, he said that he would always comply not only with the ICC, but anyone who stepped forward and said that the army was out of control. His first order of business taking his office was to reorganize the army and really make a succinct group of people who were fighting this conflict in the north be more professional than they were in the past, having been led by the previous administration. So it would be interesting to see what the ICC comes out with, you know, in this new administration based on these allegations. Penina.
And of course, Sophie, this announcement by the ICC came when Nigeria was marking 2 years since the abduction of the Chibok girls. There's, of course, this video that has emerged that's been referred to as proof of life video showing these girls, some of them at least. Has the authenticity of that video been proved, and are there any leads so far on the whereabouts of these girls?
Well, what we do know so far, Penina, is that this video originated from the Nigerian administration here in Abuja, that this video was handed over by a source close to the negotiations, and this video released by the Nigerian government to the public was a first glimpse of how important and how delicate conversation between the captors of these 219 girls is with the Nigerian government. And the Nigerian government has authenticated this video. Within the video, though, we are still left with no clues as to exactly where these girls are. There are no landmarks. There's no geographical location mentioned. The only identity that is brought forward is the eyewitness accounts of these girls within the video and their captor asking them questions as to who they are and where they're from, in which they say that they are students indeed from Chibok SS, as one of the girls says. So at the end of the day, authenticating the video has been done by the Nigerian government. It's just now, how do you follow through on the rescue mission in trying to, reason with the captors of these girls in returning the girls, especially knowing that this is an organized terror organization that has extensive reach in northern Nigeria and will not do this again for a said ransom amount of money or for whatever terms that they put forward in the release of these girls and other captives.
An incredibly heartbreaking situation for the girls and their parents. Sophia Dengo, live there in Abuja. Thank you, Sophie, for joining us.